And we're back.
Hey, we are back and we are streaming everywhere this week. We're in the
Woohoo.
ClickFunnels official group. We're in my group. We're on my profile. We're on multiple different YouTube channels. And just in case anybody happens to be watching, depending on where you're watching from, as long as you're not inside the ClickFunnels group and you want to share this to your own feed or anything else, just click the share button and you should be able to share this live video right to your own. Well, you'd have to go. So if you went to my profile, you could share it from there into anywhere you wanted to share it to. I don't think you can share it directly out of the ClickFunnels group. I think.
No,
Yeah, no, you can't share it out of the ClickFunnels
not
group.
outside the ClickFunnels, not from ClickFunnels out.
Yeah. So last week, what was it? Last week, Wednesday, they had the 24-hour Overskill Games where they had 994 turned in, but I've talked to a couple people who said that they submitted apps and they never got in. So they had over 1,000 apps built in a 24-hour period, and they actually did pay attention to when somebody started building the app. Because at one point I went to the page to turn it in, and it said you have one app available to turn in because I started it within that time frame. So these legitimately were 1,400 people, I think they said, building apps simultaneously inside Overskill, which is still in beta. And if you are interested in Overskill, reach out to any one of the four of us you see here. We may or may not be able to get you an early invite link to be able to get in. Otherwise, people are not going to be able to get in until end of September into October, realistically, when sometime after Funnel Hacking Live, which is the 21st of September. And if you don't have your tickets to Funnel Hacking Live, you can go to funnelhackinglive.com and get signed up there and get a ticket and attend Funnel Hacking Live AI with all of the rest of us.
And it is different. It is the tickets are purchased through Ticketmaster. So you also just go to ticketmaster.com and search Funnel Hacking Live. There's no special link in the middle of it. But yeah, go pick your seat. It is assigned seating.
Yeah.
Theater style.
So get somebody who you want to sit next to for 3 days and go get your ticket and be there, because I'm going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there, but the venue only holds 1,800 people. So I just got a confirmation from Doug that he wants to jump on our show at some point here too. And we may have Tim Hewitt coming in as well today for anybody who knows Tim. He's running a little bit behind. But what was I going to say? So 1,800 people is all you're going to have in the room, unlike other years in the past. It was 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. The last couple they had was $5,000. And
I think
so 5,000 people.
Wasn't the last number actually 6,000 or 7,000? That's what I heard.
Could have been. That was a big building. That was a big venue they were in there. And it's always so funny because we all have our own little groups of people that we know, and then there's 5,000 other people you don't know who are all in that same room for whatever reason they're all there. I don't know. So that's that. But what we have here today is we have Brandon Hunsaker. If I pronounce your name right, I forget. But you finished in the top 10 in the competition last week, right?
It was top 15, but they expanded the top 10 to the top 15.
Okay, well,
yes, I was one of the finalists.
But after the voting, weren't you you were really close to 10 or?
I was really close. I did not crack the top 10, but when I saw the votes coming through, I was at 13.
Okay.
So I was close.
We got Connie McIntosh here as well, who's built a whole bunch of stuff on Overskill.
Overskill Pro, Connie McIntosh.
No. There is no pro in Overskill.
No, not the Overskill God at this point already, because you're so proficient in this.
And joining us now, Mr. Tim Hewitt.
And Mr. Tim Hewitt is coming in here late, but still we'll let him in anyway because he's got a cool green screen behind him there.
I had a little crisis this morning. So I have a domain registration business on top of everything else I do. and the name servers, the default name servers, have disconnected from the internet, and it's 2,200 of my domains use those servers at the moment, and so those customers have been ringing my phone off the hook. And fortunately, the technical people up in Canada, where this stuff all lives, are on the case. So that's kept my last hour pretty frantic.
Well, I was gonna say the way you get around that is you don't give your customers your phone number, so then you don't have to worry about them calling you. It's clearly a solution.
Yeah, some of these guys have actually been with me since the early 90s. When I started this domain registration business, this was before all the big domain companies were out there. So I was competing for a long time as a reseller against Solutions, which was interesting. They were selling domains for $70. I was selling com domains for $45. And so I got flooded for about 8 months, up to 15,000 domains under registration at one point. That's now down to just over 5,000. And I don't actively promote that business at all. It's entirely automated online. It takes care of itself, unless something like this happens, and then my whole world breaks.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go round robin here, just talking about some of the apps that were built. We're going to start with Connie. And if you can share your screen, Connie, show us what you built.
Okay. Where's the share on
the very
this?
bottom?
The which
bottom
one?
little television looking thing down at the bottom.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's like Zoom. You got to pick this screen and all that kind of stuff. And also be aware, because we're on StreamYard, it works different than Zoom. It's not like you got the window where you see all the people. It's all in one screen. So what I usually do is I share a different window.
Okay. So
or you can share just a tab, or
okay. Sorry, I'm just not.
No, it's okay.
It's
weird the way they do it in StreamYard.
I'll just reduce that so I can. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can.
And then I'll put it on when you're ready, Connie, so you don't share anything. Oh, it went away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we're looking for here is, basically, why did you build this? How did it help you? How does it help somebody else? Are you going to monetize it? Have you already monetized it? Any problems you had? Any tips you would have for somebody else? And then about how many credits did it take? In fact, it'll tell you right on the screen if you're in the admin side of it. It'll tell you how many credits you spent on it so far, and then we'll kind of go from there. And Connie, what do you need help with?
I'm in Safari, and it's a Safari window that I want to do. Okay, how do I?
So just add again down the little plus, because I think you hit the X on it. So I showed it, and then I saw it, and then it went away.
Okay, so I don't know. It's I'm sitting here and it's not doing anything. What is that one? I'm sorry.
Well, and the worst part is we can't see
windows.
what you see. That's always the problem.
Yeah, I know.
You may have to expand StreamYard again.
Screen. Okay. Sorry?
You might have to expand StreamYard again.
Yeah, I'm trying to expand, and nothing's doing anything.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah. Okay. No idea. I'm sorry.
Okay, Tim, do you want to share? We'll let Connie keep working on that, and eventually she'll.
Sure.
Screen.
We'll give it a try.
Because you had built a couple during the competition, but I would guess you also built a few more over time.
Yeah, I got a few.
A few thousand.
Okay. Let's see.
Russell was able to buy a new boat with the number of credits Tim's used.
Oh my God! I'll tell you what, Russell loves me now. It has been incredibly fun.
Okay, let's share your screen so we got something to look at. There you go.
There it is. It's coming up.
Okay, so I'm
There we
I'm
go.
just start here on this fun screen, which is kind of how much I'm spending, and then I'll go through some of these apps. So this first one here, it creates a lead magnet, a funnel, and a soap opera sequence primarily for affiliate marketers, but you can use it to market anything. It's been 50,000 credits. This one is a connection from ClickFunnels to Lulu for print-on-demand publishing. That's almost 50,000, 47,000. Then one of my other businesses is supporting charity fundraisers for golf, actually for anything. This finds charity givers within a zip code and a range. And it's only at 12,000, but my partner in that business has got a whole list of stuff he wants to add. So that one's going to go up.
Now, what I like to do is when I see numbers like this, because people see 50,000 credits and they get all puckered up. But just show us just one of them now, Tim. We'll go into it. But so you spend 50,000 credits. So the way I look at it is every 1,000 credits is $5. So if you spend 50,000 credits, you spend about $250. Okay.
So
compare that to the amount, because you've been in this business for 30 years. Compare it to what it would have cost 5 years ago to have somebody build that for you, or the time it would have taken for you to build it yourself.
I can give you hard numbers because I have customers who are paying for app development today. And I have been working closely with them to try to save them some money. And all of the app developers today are still using vibe coding. So they're paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for apps of this quality, 6 to 8 weeks delivery, which is total BS. The reason these guys are charging that much money and telling them 6 to 8 weeks is because they're not actually working on anything yet. They're setting it aside and they'll do it eventually. And then the customer thinks, oh, it's been a huge development project. The one customer I was working with last night, it's been 3 weeks. She has no user interface prototype yet. And she's already paid in full because these developers wouldn't take a half payment to get started. And it's not even as complicated as these.
So the question is how long, because you said they didn't even have a user interface, they didn't have anything. How long was it from when you had the idea, typed in the very first prompt, until you had something on your screen? Because you got to remember, a lot of people we're talking to here have never seen Overskill yet. How quickly can you get something up and running on your screen that you can actually see what it's going to look like?
It's a great question. 30 minutes to an hour, and I give it a big prompt when I start. So I spend a lot of time before I even tell Overskill to start trying to understand everything I want the app to do, so that its first pass, even if it doesn't correctly do it, its first pass already has most of that stuff baked in. This is a great example. So this is supporting one of my businesses where we do support services for self-published authors. And this lets authors hook up with beta readers. They can register for the service. They can become a reader or register as an author. It tells them what that is. This first screen, I actually let it build first with a very short prompt. It took about 10 minutes. So had I been doing this one for a customer, I could have shown them this user interface mockup with several pages in probably 15 or 20 minutes, literally.
And how much do you think that would have cost in credits? Just to be able to build a mock-up to be able to show to your customer. How much do you think that would cost in credits?
Maybe 1,500, maybe.
1,500 credits.
Yeah, 1,500 credits.
That's $7.50. Yes, of course. So
Exactly.
for $10, you can build a mock-up to be able to show your clients what it's going to look like in the end.
Absolutely. In fact, I can show you one of those customer mock-ups, which I did.
Let's say $10 in less than an hour of time, too.
Exactly right.
This is not just like a screenshot.
No.
This will have some functionality with it. Push some buttons and see some animations to it.
And it's on a live page, too. You can give them a link to the page, and they can go to the page.
Here's one I did for a customer. And I did it by pointing Overskill to her website. And I said, create an app that shadows what this website does. Now, I did not have any requirements from this customer. I knew she wanted to build something better than her current website. But in order to show her the look and feel, I literally just told Overskill, hey, go do this and create an app out of it. This one cost 3,200 credits, and it's functional. It's actually, and I haven't done anything to it after that. This is a, it's like a dating app, but not exactly. And some of the deeper functions don't work yet, but it mocked up everything. And when I showed this to her, she says, that's done already. I said, well, no, it's not finished, but it's our start. And she is so thrilled. She had a quote for $7,000 to build this thing out. When I'm finished with it, I suspect it's going to be about 65,000 credits because it's got some pretty complex things, including a community. But it's unbelievably fast. So even with that, go analyze her website and build it. That took about 40 minutes. So by the time she called and said, hey, I want to talk to you about this, we had a call scheduled for, that was about noon. We had a call scheduled for 6 o'clock that night, and I was able to show her that prototype.
Yeah. And it's $20 in credits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I took a Shopify page and I said, I want you to, it creates custom canvases. I said, I want you to build this for me. It built it, and it took 1,300 credits.
Yeah,
and it's like choose your size, choose your customers. I got to do some other stuff to it, but like 1,300 credits.
Oh yeah, exactly. And so here's a lead magnet app I created that does direct marketing IQ test, and it's based on Russell Brunson's books. Because Marketing Secrets AI and Overskill know who Russell is, I was able to create this very simple. How do you do this? IQ test. So there's 30 questions here based on Russell's books. So if you answer them correctly, you climb the mountain. I told it to gamify it. Oh, by the way, we're climbing a mountain. That was the total gamify instructions I gave it. So Traffic Secrets breaks traffic into 3 types. Which ones? Traffic you own, traffic you control, traffic you do not control. Yeah, I got it right. Which funnel type asks multiple questions? Now I'm going to say it, mark it wrong. Remember, we just walked up a step on the mountain. I'm going to call this a reverse squeeze funnel. And I just went backwards down the mountain. So as I answer these questions all the way to the end, it climbs the mountain, gives me an IQ score, gives me a certificate to print, lets me share on social media. And this then sends me inside my ClickFunnels account their name and contact information, which they have to enter to get their results. And it grades them, beginner, intermediate, advanced, tags them. I put them on a workflow inside ClickFunnels, and I send them to the appropriate products for their grade level.
Okay, so let's back up here, okay? Because we got to unpack a whole bunch of stuff you said there, because I personally think people are doing way too much inside of Overskill, that if they have a ClickFunnels account, or God forbid some other software, that a lot of that could be getting done in these other places. So first thing you said is you worked with Marketing Secrets AI and Overskill to build this. So what did you take from Marketing Secrets? That's where you had to go in and basically extract Russell's knowledge out of Marketing Secrets. So how did you do that? And then how did you inject that into your prompt?
So I told Marketing Secrets that I was going to do an IQ test using Russell Brunson's knowledge from his books. And I needed 60 questions that had 4 possible answers, 1 that's correct and 3 that look like they could be correct, and just give them to me in an output, weight them 1, 2, or 3 based on how challenging the question is. And it created a file, which I then used as a text file, which I fed Overskill after I told Overskill the structure. I want to build this thing, this IQ test. I want to gamify it. It's going to connect to my ClickFunnels account and grade them based on a scale. And I will give you the file next. So once
okay, so that's the question is, so did you give it the file directly in the prompt, or did you go into the dashboard, into the AI, and drop it into the knowledge base?
I hit the
That's the
plus.
question I have.
I hit the plus sign.
I'm sorry, what?
I hit the plus sign.
Oh, just okay, and then just dropped it
You
in
gave
as a
it.
file.
You gave it to Overskill in the chat.
Right, but you have to do it. You can't paste it because it was too big.
Yeah.
So you hit the attach file button, and then you can paste. So I told it, here, I'm going to give you all the questions, and I just attached them like this. You can do the same
Now,
thing
is
if you.
this- Can you pull up that app, because I'm really curious to see if Overskill took that file and saved it into the AI.
Yeah. So go to dashboard.
They go down to AI, one more down,
AI.
There we go.
and then knowledge. Yeah, it didn't save it in there as a file. Or what about instructions?
I actually don't think that the chat in Overskill updates this. Same thing like with the project brief.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it updates the project brief, doesn't it? Project brief, for anybody who's ever used Claude Code, is the equivalent of the Claude.md file. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of crossover.
I'm not sure the data was enough that it needed to do that.
Okay.
Right. So it just
It
took.
doesn't need to do it because it hard coded that entire thing right into the HTML.
Yeah, they were. Well, it's not in the HTML. You can't search the. You can't search it.
Yeah.
I don't know where it stuffed the data. I've never looked.
We'll go to code.
And because I don't care.
Somebody watching might. No,
And
you're right.
I think that
And you
brings
don't
up a
have
good
to care.
point, right? That brings up a solid point, is that if you had built this inside of like ClickFunnels with HTML code, that would all be exposed.
Yeah.
But because it is React, it's Vite, then it's all hidden inside of there. It's not like you can really inspect this. Like Dan scrapes a lot of code from people. You have to. It's behind a brick wall, basically. So you can have things, don't hard code your API keys and stuff like that. But you can have those questions in there and not worry about the average user. Or like you do some cool little widget and you put it on your ClickFunnels page. You can put it inside there. And so people don't just go and, right click, inspect, scrape your HTML code, and now they have it for free.
Well, and not only that, but you can tell Overskill if you are concerned about any of the data that you're giving it, that you want it secreted away, and it will package it and park it inside someplace where it'll never be exposed. And we actually had to do that. I'm working with a customer on a HIPAA compliant application, and we actually had to tell Overskill that. And I can't show you that app at all, but I can tell you they sent it to their HIPAA people who tried to crack into it, and they can't.
It's because Overskill actually has a SOC score where ClickFunnels does not.
That's right.
Yeah. So the other thing is, if you are building an app where you need security or something like that, build the app out and then give that app to something like Fable and see if Fable can crack it.
Sure.
Yeah. What do they call that? QA, quality assurance. So you use another AI to see if it can crack the security on it. And Fable is one step down from Mythos. So it's the best model out there for trying to crack into something.
So I've actually been using Claude to QA all of my projects for usability. And that's really interesting. It's a very simple prompt, and it will go in and it'll push all the buttons. It'll do all the edge case testing. And I'm not using Claude Cowork. I'm just using the desktop app and the Chrome extension, and it works just fine. I know Russell's using Cowork for it, but I'm not. I just and the reason I wanted to make
I think he's using Code. Wasn't he using Code, not Cowork, or was it Cowork?
He says Cowork. I'm not sure for certain, but the prompt is very simple. I'm building an Overskill app. I give it the URL. I'd love for you to go and QA this, click around, see if you can find any bugs, errors, or issues. And it does it. and it just does it. And the reason I wanted to take this simple approach is I have a lot of customers now in Overskill, and they don't need anything complicated, but they need their app tested before they take it public. And that works beautifully.
Yeah.
And it gives you a list of the bugs to fix. You plug that list directly into Overskill, and Overskill goes and fixes those bugs.
Okay.
And
All
for
right,
anybody
so
concerned, you can go to overskill.com/trust/security, and it breaks down all the security that is inside of Overskill, and I've put it in the stream.
Cool.
Yeah, so give that link to your AI or give that link to whoever your quality control person is, and they can do it. But we're already halfway through our hour here, and so let's run over and check with Brandon here. He was in the top 15 for the competition last week because he built something that's, I mean, most of the stuff we're building is kind of business related, whatever, and he built something for engineers, for God's sake, for electrical engineers. So share your screen, Brandon. Let's see what you got.
Sure. Thanks, guys. I'm learning StreamYard. Share screen.
We should have like a little video we
Tutorial.
send out to people before the live stand.
Madison, we should probably do a tutorial and give it to everybody who's going to be on the show before they come on. I'm serious. I think we may need that because it's complicated.
Sure. Real quick, and I just realized I shared the tab for this. It's probably best if I share the whole window because I do a file export on this demo too. So we'll do.
Well, and we want to see how many credits you use.
Right, exactly. You probably want to see everything. So
but the interesting part of your story is first off the background. We want to hear about that, but also the boss guy that you showed this to and what he had to say about it.
Oh yeah. I'll read his text message too. So are you able to see the screen that says line flow?
We see your line flow. Yep.
Perfect. Alrighty. So I'll go in here. I'll start with the tour first because that's how it starts. Is that I put a guided tour on
thing at the bottom. Hide the StreamYard thing. The white.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
No, I'm glad you caught that. So, I'll jump around a little bit, but I ended up putting a guided tour on this because, since what you said, Dan, this was an engineering app and really niched down. I realized for just any judge looking at it that they might have a hard time navigating it. So I put a basic tour just showing the things that it can do, where we can create our own one-line diagram that's like an electrical wiring diagram for an engineering project, but I also coded a sample project for the user to see as well too. And then this is what a one-line diagram is it's just a diagram of how wiring gets to different pieces of equipment. And I had that with a sample. But what's really cool is that you can also edit your diagrams, or you can add and remove pieces of equipment. And in addition to that, you can start your own new project from scratch, as well as refer to these two sample projects, which I created. And then for that one-line diagram, we put what's called a schedule, which lists out all the equipment, the electrical equipment that's in it, as well as the wiring to make it all work. And then just a lot of information for safety, just that electrically it will work and won't start a fire or get someone electrocuted. And
that'd be good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and to really back that up too, so that everybody knows it's safe, is that we also have a calculation worksheet that actually shows the calculations that it's safe. And then we can save the project. We can also load it, like if you had to walk away and take lunch and come back and do it later. And then the biggest thing that was the most important to me was that we can export it to AutoCAD or another program that we can actually get the project out of my app. So that's just like a quick run through.
So one question here.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
You built the entire thing first, I would guess, and then you said, okay, we need a walkthrough because this is complicated.
That's right.
What was the prompt that you had to put in to have it build that walkthrough for you? I suspect it was pretty simple.
So I was really lucky. The prompt was actually suggested, where in Overskill, when you finish it, it will actually give you like 3 or 4 additional features. And it was like on the dashboard of like, hey, a guided tour would be a great idea. And I just clicked on the button and it gave me the whole prompt.
It's done that for one of my complex apps as well. I haven't built the guided tour yet, partially because my partner in this thing is going to send me off in another direction. I know that. But I'm absolutely click that and say, yes, please, when it's ready.
Yeah. And that's how I love it's thinking one step ahead of me. Cause I really was thinking, I was like, how am I going to film a video on this?
Well, okay. So it's one click, and how many credits do you think it cost?
So the tour was pretty expensive. But I mean, compared to a coder, it's way cheaper. It was about 12,000 credits, 12 or 13,000.
Okay. So $60 versus the amount of time. Because I'm looking at that going, for me to code that, it would take me a week to code that thing. Madison could do it in like a day, but it would take me a week.
Yeah,
Funnel Baby could do it in an hour, but yeah.
And maybe we double it. That probably was closer to 20 to 24,000 credits, just because I had to take several passes afterwards to edit the tour. But still, like that's a huge win. It's exactly like what you're saying. Like we had the tour coded and completed in about 45 minutes.
So I think the other perspective is how many total tokens did this cost you to build?
This was 57,000 tokens. And part of it was I did go down a couple wrong paths that really had I coded everything correctly, we would have been in about 50,000 tokens. But I had about 2 or 3 builds where it just went where I prompted it incorrectly. And it's not Overskill's fault. It was, user error that I'm a novice. But what I was so impressed about was even when I didn't get the initial result, what I wanted, how I was able to get Overskill back on track so quickly.
Well, so you had 20, let's say you had 20% overage. Okay.
Exactly.
You built the whole thing for $300.
Right.
Okay.
To do that.
And that got you a private mastermind with Russell and Todd for $300.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like I don't know how you could come out economically better than that. No, I completely like the experiences and everything. Oh yeah, it was a huge win.
But now, purely from an economic standpoint, so you had talked to your former boss in that business, told them about it. They didn't believe you could do it, but then you showed it to them when it was done. And what happened there?
Yeah, his exact text was, and I'll even pull it up just to read it, just for fun. But let me get him up on my phone. He said, "This is amazing that you did all this in 24 hours."
Yeah. Yeah. But now, is this something that somebody could use in the real world?
Yes. That's what's exciting about it, is that for it to be used in the real world, I had to be able to export it or get it out of Overskill and get it into a CAD program. And we were able to successfully do that, where this schedule, I was able to get it into a spreadsheet that can go into Microsoft Excel, which that's really important for engineers because they use Microsoft Excel all the time. So there's the .excel whatever file. I'm not a software engineer, but as you can see, we got into Excel, which that was a huge win.
Which is significantly harder than just making it a CSV.
Right. No, it was. It took a few passes to get it. And you would know, Madison, I didn't know what I was doing, but it was just kind of brute repetition. But I was still impressed that I still had the credits to even make it work. And then the other thing, and this was the hardest part of the build. This did take a bit of time just because I had to go down a few paths, but I was able to export this whole diagram into what's called a DXF file, which that's CAD compatible.
Which is nuts.
It is crazy.
I just like the animation on the wires. Like, here's electricity coming down the wire there.
And I didn't even think of that. Overskill thought of that on its own.
Oh yeah.
But like what you're saying, Dan, I'm like, Overskill knows my project better than I do. Yeah. Even though I'm just telling you. But here we are. We're in like a basic construction CAD project. And it might take a moment to load. So if we need to go off screen or something, but we can go to the import CAD feature. And if we go to,
Like so he's like pulling up all the fancy software here now.
Mhm.
I just gotta find my downloads. This is the, here we go. Give me 1 sec, but we will get this imported into CAD before we're done, and that's really what makes this more useful than anything else, is being able to get this into CAD. That I just need to find out where that file.
Yeah, Brandon, keep working on that. Connie, did you figure out how?
Yeah,
to
yeah. You can go over to Connie, and then at the end we can show that final.
Okay, why don't we do that? All right, Connie. So are you good to go?
I hope so.
We'll find out.
No,
Okay.
I think, Connie, you got to hit the little plus again on StreamYard.
Okay. Share screen. See, and it's not letting me get to the other screen. Okay, so what did I do wrong?
So a screen didn't pop up like on Zoom that says, you can pick a window, a tab, a whole full screen.
Okay, yeah. Okay, what it offers me is,
And not to interrupt, I did find it. So whenever we're ready to toggle back, I was able to.
okay, so when I toggle on the plus sign, image file, video file, slides, and PDFs, or share a screen.
Click share screen.
Okay, where did I go here? See, and when I
Pop up.
Okay,
Popped up.
share screen, and then I get screen sharing tips, and then share screen, but it is another screen in my browser, so I need to go up to the and see all the screens, right?
So you should see like tab, and then in the middle should say window, and then it should say entire screen.
Okay, it's not. It just says share screen.
Click on share screen again. Because I'm in it right now too. You got to click on share screen twice.
Okay, allowed to share screen, allowed to share screen, don't allow.
Click allow.
Okay, yeah. But I'm sharing this window, which is not the window you guys want.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's go back to Brandon. Connie, we'll have you back on Friday. And between now and then, I will shoot a video. Well, I can't shoot a video because I don't have access.
I'll shoot the video.
Okay,
thank you.
And then we'll get that out to everybody before they jump on the calls from now on.
Yep.
So, okay. All right, let's see what you got, Brandon.
All righty. Is the screen back on?
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
So we're importing it. We got the spinning wheel of death, but then here we go. Let me zoom out. And here's the one-line diagram that we originally had in the app with all its specs and information.
And that
that's something that an engineer would want to see, because for us dummies, we don't know what that means.
That was the biggest. For me, that was the biggest mission, was getting it out and exactly into an engineering program so that they could take it and manipulate it. And then from there, they can do what's called a blast feature, that they could blast this, and if they wanted to, they can manipulate and edit this diagram in CAD or Revit themselves.
So the big thing here is, again, we're thinking about building stuff for selling books and having an attractive character and quiz funnels and all that kind of stuff. Well, it can get a lot bigger than that, and Brandon proved it right here. You can use this thing for electrical engineering, for God's sake.
That was really exciting.
Yeah. You proved something that I don't think most people would have believed this thing could do.
Yeah.
So the HIPAA compliant app that I'm doing is actually an EKG analysis app that's coming from 2 published works. The author is my client. This is a patented process he has for analyzing EKG output. And this is going to rock his world because he does it now and it takes 24 hours with software.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I am so thrilled for him. And again, the cost to build this, I'm charging him $1,000. Overskill costs on top of that are probably.
Damn, come on now. I hope you're getting a percentage of it too. Like, I hope there's an equity deal in this.
I think he misspoke. He forgot a zero.
He's been my customer for 15 years. And so I'm doing this really as kind of a favor to him. The next step of this, when we go public and he takes it out to the industry, it's a partnership. Okay. So he's making an investment to see if this approach works. And I have absolutely every belief it will. And it's a 6.
Okay, so just for us laymen here, so basically somebody goes to their doctor, they stick all those sticky things on them, they run the EKG, that dumps out a file. The file then gets dropped into this app. This app analyzes it with whatever his protocols are, spits out the answer. And Correct. This app is able to do that.
Yeah.
And so again, how many credits to build it?
Well, this one's going to be, by the time we're finished, probably 150 to 200,000.
Okay. 200,000 costs $1,000 in credits.
Yeah.
Still a great deal.
Yeah. And I connected the API to his EKG system, which is internet enabled, directly. I said, go connect to this tool. Here's the link to the API. And it was able to do that by itself. No help from me. I never read the API docs, had no idea what was even capable. And it was able to pull in the data immediately.
So you gave it the API, then at some point along the way, you had to give it an API token, which that goes into the environmental variables inside of Overskill and should be as safe as anywhere else.
Correct, which means every doctor that has this machine in their office can connect it themselves. And there's an admin function where they enter the key and that gets stuffed into an environment variable automatically for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. And think about what are we going to be doing 6 months from now? 6 months ago, beginning of this year, especially fall of last year, December of last year, we couldn't do a tenth what we can do now. I mean, it was like in that January time frame that something happened with the AI that it really became useful. And now building Overskill on top of that, because Overskill is basically a harness on top of the LLMs, that then gives us the ability to do all this kind of stuff. It's just crazy.
Well, and without building a stack, which is so important, this enables real people, not just geeks. And that to me is the most exciting part. Half of my customers who are in Overskill right now have never even coded in HTML. They have no clue. They're just telling it what they want it to do.
I remember, and Dan knows, before FHL in Las Vegas, the last one, right? I was using Bolt, and I built some kind of coolish stuff, but it was a nightmare. And I know I've built mobile apps, built web apps, done the whole thing. Like this, to surprise me, as somebody who pays for the $200 max plan and the $100 Codex plan to do what it can do. I mean, I'm already thinking about like, man, I got that app I haven't finished. Like, why don't I just put it into Overskill? Like, could Overskill really do it? Could Overskill maybe do it a little better than I could do it? That might be my afternoon task that I put while my other robots. Because let's face it, like, I run 5 apps that are being built at the same time because it's the downtime in the robots. And I can either sit there and scroll on my phone or I can move on to something else and that's the hack. It's the productivity hack.
Well, and now the thing going forward, we're going to really start seeing a lot more of, I think, is running sub-agents and other where you're basically spinning up 5, 6, 10 different bots all running simultaneously and working on your projects. It's
So you need to test this. And the one thing that I have finding, so I have 6 right now. I have 6 Overskill tabs building right now. and I can't track 6 things at once.
Right.
But I have a sequence of things I want to go through with all of these, and I need to put those into a sequencer that I don't want to go do externally. I want Overskill to do that. Todd and I've talked about it. I want Overskill to do that.
If you've talked to Todd about this, he needs to hack Conductor. That's what he needs to hack.
I will share that with him.
Yeah, because Conductor that's the way to go. Yeah.
Well, the other thing I was going to say is just, go over to Claude Code or, regular Claude even, turn it on to Fable and say, okay, Fable, you're in charge of making sure that these 5 Overskill projects get done.
So here's the thing I needed to do. When Overskill goes to build something, it's still AI and it still hallucinates. And it says, I built that for you, but it's stupid. Yeah. And so when I tell it to go fix something, I want it to verify the fix. It told me all day it was connected to my ClickFunnels workspace today for one project, and it wasn't. And it says, it's happily putting stuff in there, and it wasn't. And so, I just like I used to get angry at Claude, I said, don't lie to me. Test it after you do it so that we don't have to have this conversation. And I really need that to happen in the background because that slows me down on my tabs. I'll go back and think that I should be testing something and whoops, it didn't actually happen. And that's just annoying. And I don't care if it's got to run it twice because it got stupid. I just want it to do it.
Well, yeah, and just and Claude in the background, you have it go in there, and every time it says it did something, Claude can test to see if it was done or not.
And that may be the interim step I take, but again, because everything I do is targeted at my clients also doing it, I'm still trying to keep their environment as simple as possible, which is why I have not done any coaching on how to go build apps with all the Vibe tools out there, because I don't want them to have to build stacks.
You can't, though, because it changes next week.
I was going to say.
Realistically.
The worst job to have today is an AI coach because you got to, every single week, all you got to do is watch something like Matt Wolf. Every Friday, he does a recap of what happened that week. And, he'll talk as fast as he can for half an hour and not get through half of it.
I feel like some of these YouTubers are like announcers in a football game when they're like, oh, the Seahawks, they're the ones that are going to do it. No, that's the 49ers. Oh, look, they're coming back. Nope, it's the Seahawks. When you go between like Anthropic and OpenAI, because they're going back and forth. Oh, no, this model came out. Nope, now that's dead. Nope, we're doing this. Oh,
well, and the Chinese are coming out with better and better stuff every week too. And the
Manus Meta deal officially fell apart.
Yeah. That was interesting. Well, so Kimmy K3 is an interesting one because I have a customer in Singapore who is doing work for a customer in China and says, I can't use Overskill because it doesn't use Kimmy. And I showed him, I said, yeah, it does. Just pick it right here. You can select it right here. He said, no.
Well, plus, I think if you use Overskill Max, I think that actually runs on Kimmy.
The problem with doing it that way is that's kind of be a Todd dynamic. When Todd decides there's a better solution there, he'll just plug it in the background. And I do use Overskill Max. Overskill Max uses fewer credits and gets things done, and it might very well be doing that. This particular customer, for his customer, had to use Kimmy. And now he's an Overskill user. And because he's in Singapore, he's my middle of the night call.
Yeah, thanks for calling me in the middle of the night.
Well, I used to live over in Malaysia, so they all know I'm used to the, oh, wow. Yeah, it's your morning and it's my night. Hello.
All right. So I think we've gone through just about everything we can. We're getting up here close to the top of the hour. So again, if you want to be on this call and talk about anything cool you're building in Overskill, Marketing Secrets AI, ClickFunnels, anything that interfaces with ClickFunnels, anything like that, or if you want to join Overskill, hit one of us up and we can maybe find you a link to get ahead of everybody else in line. And then also Funnel Hacking Live coming up September 21st. Get your tickets for that, funnelhackinglive.com. And anything else? Oh, and Dante actually should be going live here at the top of the hour. Let me see here if it still looks like it's going to be live 5 minutes from now on live.overskill.app. So Dante is going live intermittently during the weeks here to talk about Overskill and give out cool share apps. And that's something I don't think we know. I know we didn't touch on this show, but you can share these apps you build with other people. They have hundreds, I think, already of templates built right into the software, and they're building hundreds all the time because what does Todd do? Todd says, "Hey, AI, build me a whole bunch of templates."
And he has unlimited credits.
Yeah, he's just burning through the credits. So, yeah, the future is, what's the old line from the song? My future's so bright, I have to wear shades.
And with the Overskill green, you dang near have to use shades when it loads.
Yeah. But again, the thing, like I said, the credits just, I hate seeing that number go down. But then you have to think, okay, that cost me $5, that cost me $10, that cost me $20. How long till I can make that money back?
And I guess that brings up a good point, right? Have a plan to monetize it. Have some path in your mind. Otherwise, it's no different than buying a course and never using it. It's no different than building a product and never launching it. No different than building a membership and never launching it. Have a path forward. And I just need 1 user. I need 3 users or something like that to make this happen.
Yeah. And one other thing, and Tim brought it up earlier, and I said we had to unpack it. We never came back around to it. But he said with one of the apps that he had built, he was connecting it to ClickFunnels and doing everything in there. So when I hear people's like, "Oh my God, I have to hook up this payment gateway to my app, and I got to do it in there, and then I got to build this CRM, and I got to connect it," it's like, no, use ClickFunnels. Sell your app through ClickFunnels.
The payment gateway, just use Overskill's payment gateway. It's like 2 clicks. It's not even hard. You just verify your ID.
Instant verification. The filtering app, the marketing IQ app, which sends beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Marketing Secrets AI built me the follow-up email that supports the products that I market in all of those spaces appropriately for the people who are scoring beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And that's about 50 emails total. And Marketing Secrets AI just built that for me because I told it what I was doing initially. It created the IQ questions. And then it said, by the way, do you want me to create the email follow-ups for all 3 groups? I said, yeah, sure. And put all Russell Brunson's products in there and put these 5 of my products in there and these 3 others that I promote, which it all knows about. And it just built those for me. And I just plugged them into ClickFunnels.
Yeah. Now, did you plug them in yourself? You didn't have Marketing Secrets AI just do it for you?
I did not, because I put them on a template that it doesn't know how to use. So that's a problem at the moment. So
the next step is when you build it, have it just put it in there, which I'm not sure if that connection is there yet.
It is.
You're going to have to connect to the API through
MSAI. MSAI can do it.
It is doing it now. Okay.
Yeah, but the problem is it again, it doesn't use my mail template, and so that's annoying.
I believe because the API is currently you have to make a new email template.
Yeah, and I could have done it that way. The fact is, it took me 30 minutes to put all those emails in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Now, the other thing, and I just remember this now, is if right now, currently, the way it is, if you do use the AI or the API to build an email, you cannot edit that email.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't
if you use it to create a broadcast email, correct, you can't edit it. If you use it to create an email template that then you say want to use in a workflow, yes, you can edit it. But sometimes it is clunky because mine just came through as a whole bunch of text that it put into a code block. And I'm like, no. Yeah,
it's
coming. There's still glitches, and they are coming out with an SDK some point here. Who knows when? Probably Funnel Hacking Live is when they'll probably be announced. So there's going to be all kinds of announcements at Funnel Hacking Live of all the cool stuff they're doing. So you want to be there, go to funnelhackinglive.com and get signed up and be there and hang out with cool people like, everybody except me. So
with that being said, we'll see everybody at our normal time on Friday at 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern.
Okay. See y'all then.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.